everyone, my name is Sarah the Rainbow Hearted Witch, and I am back today with another book review. This time it's Kim Russo's The Happy Medium. And I know the last book review, I did not give that book a very good rating. And unfortunately, I am 2 for 2. I am striking out. I only gave this book on Goodreads a 2-star review as well. I picked this up at one of the bargain online retailers, so luckily I only paid like a couple dollars for it. I just was like looking in the metaphysical and the mediumship section, and I was like, okay, what's one book that I haven't read yet by a medium that I haven't read before? I don't know who Kim Russo is. I've never seen her show The Haunting of, so it was all new to me when I picked this up. So if you're a fan of Kim Russo and her show, you may enjoy this book. She does not discuss her show very much in here, and she doesn't really even discuss mediumship abilities that much. This is really an autobiography about her and how she became a medium, and that is it. And she spends a lot of time talking about her family, more than I was kind of comfortable with. She doesn't bring any new information to the table. I also didn't enjoy the conversational style of the book. She just says a lot of contradictions. So she states at the beginning that mediumship abilities and psychic abilities runs in her family. However, later in the book, she states she's looking for a sign from her guides, and she was in a bookstore and she read a section of a book that stated that people who were electrocuted were more likely to be psychic mediums, and she had been electrocuted as a child. So she really believes that her gift was because she was electrocuted. So which is it? Was it that she was born with it and it was a gift from her family, or was it because she was electrocuted? She also states that anyone can be a medium, which I agree. Anyone can develop psychic abilities. It's just that some people are more naturally gifted. But I didn't feel like, it was kind of like, well, why would you tell us about your family and other family members who are psychic and have gifts, and then state that you've seen ghosts your whole life, and then later in the book you talk about being electrocuted? I don't know, it didn't sit well with me. She also states how her medium mentor really pushed her. Her mediumship mentor would tell her that she needed to go up to strangers and give them cold readings. Basically, people who didn't ask for a reading, I consider that a cold reading. She told Kim that if she did not go and give people messages when a spirit came to her, that she would lose her gift, which is absolute malarkey. It's not true. Kim has been seeing ghosts, supposedly, allegedly. I'm sure she has, but whatever. Kim has been seeing ghosts since she was a child. She didn't go give messages to anybody because she was terrified of the ghosts. Her mediumship abilities did not go away. So it's just unethical. You absolutely do not go up to strangers who do not ask for it, who are minding their own business, who are enjoying a lunch or a dinner or grocery shopping. You don't just go up to strangers and say, I have a message for you from your loved one who's crossed over. That's only something that happens on TV shows. Any mediums that I know in real life would never, ever, ever, ever do that. I've only seen that on TV. It's highly unethical. And no, bad advice. Another thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way is that she always talks about her husband's spirit guide, Callie, and she speaks to Callie when she regresses her husband. She never discusses where she got her certification in hypnosis or regression therapy, especially past life regression. It takes a lot of hours of training. I am a certified hypnotherapist. I went to school. I have my certification. And when I moved out here, right after I got the certification, I moved to Arizona, and I was trying to go to a school, which I won't name because they kind of annoyed me. They were teaching past life regression and I wanted to take it. However, they wouldn't take my certification from where I went to school. They wanted me to redo the whole certification over through their school, their program, to then become certified in past life regression. It takes many, many, many hours of regular hypnosis training and practice, plus additional training to become a past life regressionist. There are dangers associated with it. Yes, I understand. I spoke to a woman here who was running an ad in a weekly ad paper here in this county who's doing that. She was doing past life regressions before she was certified. However, she did end up going to school and getting certified and going through all the training. So I know that Kim Russo doesn't do past life regressions on anyone else, so that's her business. It just really bothered me. Why didn't she talk about her guides? Why doesn't she talk to her husband's guide psychically? Why does she talk to his guide through past life regressions? And if she wanted to become a hypnotherapist, why didn't she just study? It really doesn't take that long. Yes, it's a commitment, but you know, she talks at the end of her book about her certification and credentials and how she's certified, that she's a legit medium. So what's the problem? Why didn't you go get certified to be a hypnotherapist? Because she kept harping on that was what she really enjoyed doing, and she preferred that, and yada, yada, yada. And that just really kind of grated me as well, because it's like, okay, well, nothing's stopping you. You could go get certified. So there are a few exercises in here to develop your mediumship skills and your psychic abilities, but not enough to warrant even a couple dollars for this book. Nothing is like groundbreaking. There's no exercises that I already don't know about in here. There's no pictures of ghosts. There's no pictures of her. It's just a very, very kind of boring book. Another thing is that she keeps harping on how normal she is and how she's just like everybody else. And that just really bugged me, because she also then later states that she knew she was going to be on TV. She would tell her family that when I grow up, I'm going to be on TV. Okay, that's not something that everyone says, every child says, is I know I'm going to be on TV. And not everyone has a book and is on TV. So apparently you're not like everybody else. So why don't you just own that, embrace it, be who you are, which is a psychic medium, embrace that, write a book about that, right? I want to hear about your experiences with ghosts. I want to know, I want to see pictures. I want to see your proof. I don't want to just be told, okay, I didn't want to be a medium. This was really pushed on me by another psychic medium who ran classes, and I was just really pushed into it. Like, oh, I don't know. I didn't like that. For me, so far, a better option is Mary Ann Winkowski's book, When Ghosts Speak. This book is amazing. And so Mary Ann, this woman, this author, she is a consultant for, or was a consultant for the TV show Ghost Whisperer. And this book is chock full of amazing ghost stories and her experience. And there's great pictures in here she talks about her family life and her, you know, how her mother was a medium as well. And there's no like wishy-washy, like, this isn't what I wanted to do. She's been doing it for her whole life. She writes in here, I was 4.5 years old when I started going to neighborhood funerals. By the time I was 2.5, my grandmother knew I could talk to earth on spirits. So here she is. Like, she shows pictures, and that didn't bother me. That I thought was great. She even has a picture in here of her husband and a picture of her with other famous people, Jennifer Love Hewitt. And I liked this book. I liked seeing that. I like that she also has pictures. You can see the orb here, right here. I love orb photography. I think that's so cool. And you could see her. There's a ghost standing right next to her in her bedroom when she was a child. And then she even gives what happens if somebody sends negative energy and you don't clear it, what it looks like in photography. I think that's really cool. And she gives like real practical advice. So I'll read some of the chapters to you. This book is just really good. It came out in 2007 and I read it back in 2007. And it's still one of my favorite books on mediumship. So the foreword is by James Van Praagh, and I do recommend any books by him as well. His books are wonderful. So this is broken up into 3 parts. So part 1 is listening to spirits. Part 2 is understanding earthbound spirits. Part 3 is living with ghosts. So she has her introduction, the ghost phenomenon, my story, discovering a gift. And then part 2 is understanding earthbound spirits, the truth about ghosts, separating fact from fiction, the white light, an opportunity to cross over, why some souls stay behind, and how I convince them to cross over, funerals, expect to attend your own, murders and suicides, why spirits stay after unnatural deaths, children, how young spirits are different, animals, loyal after death, and evil spirits, rare but real. And then living with ghosts is asking for trouble, how people attract earthbound spirits, signs that you are not alone, identifying the presence of spirits around you, how to deal with ghosts, curses and other negative energy, what you can do to prevent, remove, or weaken negative energy. So this book is amazing. I've read this year also another book by a medium who is on a TV show, and what information I got from that book was it's very new, it's very fresh, and I kind of like the idea is for her, she doesn't cross spirits over. She says that, you know, it's very arrogant of us to tell a ghost, an earthbound spirit to cross over, and that really she acts more as like a mediator or a counselor and wants to understand why that spirit is earthbound and has not crossed over, and treat them like a human being. And I really like that. Even though I didn't necessarily enjoy her book either, I thought that was a really fresh perspective, that she's more of an earthbound counselor, and she will listen to the spirits and see why they are staying there, and if there's any way she can help them, she does. But she doesn't say, you know, get out, cross over. You know, she has a conversation with them. It reminds me of when we were at Vulture City, this group there, they talked about how you respect the spirits. If you are ghost hunting, you knock on the front door, even if the house is, you know, quote unquote abandoned, and you introduce yourself and you say hello and my name is, and you be respectful, just as if you were entering your own grandmother's house or mother's house or family member's house. You don't just walk in and be like, hey, what's up? What's going on? That's really great. I like that information. That was good information. And then if you want to read books by hypnotherapists who do regressions and past life regressions, anything by Brian Rice, MD, is good. Dr. Bruce Goldberg, I really like his stuff. And Michael Newton, he's also a doctor. I would read their books. They're excellent. I do not recommend Kim Russo's book. I also gave that a 2-star. Basically, my Goodreads rating is if I can get through the book, even if I don't really necessarily enjoy it, it's a 2-star. If I cannot get through the book, it's a 1-star. So this book, The Happy Medium, is a really short book. It's only, without the acknowledgments and things like that, I read the author's note, 225 pages. It took me over a month to get through this book. It was just, I could not get engaged. I was so bored. So bored. I kind of want to reread When Ghosts Speak, or just at least skim through the chapters I'm interested in, because this sticks out in my mind. I enjoyed it when I read it. It's a little funky because I even lent it out to a coworker at the time who, unfortunately, she spilled a beverage. I think it was just water, so thankfully she had to offer to buy me a new book. I was like, no, that's fine. She's one of the reasons I don't really like to lend out books, except, you know, anyone who's a book lover like me, we know, like, one book that was my favorite book I lent out, I never got it back. That happens a lot. It's just such a, like, don't lend out books. You'll never get it back, or it comes back not in the condition that you lent it in. do you guys have any recommendations of good books on mediumship or ghosts that you would recommend or that you've enjoyed reading? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to check them out. And because I'm always looking for mediumship books to read, or past life regression, or anything having to do with ghosts. I want to read about it. And especially since we're in spooky season, definitely going to want to be reading some ghost stories. So let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next week. Bye guys. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching my video. I had so much fun uploading it. I upload videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Check them out. I also have a Buy Me a Coffee if you would like to support this channel monetarily. So the links are down below, and I will see you all next week. Bye guys.